The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean?
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gantt is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rep to cover up his involvement.
What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious.
Huh?
This is an affront on the highest ranking of the officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible.
Your Honor, I was merely reiterating that Mr. Edwards said in easier to understand. What Mr. Edwards said in easier to understand language.
It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now.
Edward is like, you and me are going down together. It looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder?
Good question.
Good question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gantt is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gantt to the murder of Detective Goodman. Just remember, it better be good.
Okay,
Something that ties him to the murder of Detective Goodman.
Goodman.
Of Goodman.
Goodman.
Of good man.
Of good man. I want to say this ID here. Wait.
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't quite remember this. So this is great. I don't remember it.
Woohoo!
Okay. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. Doesn't tell me anything. Lana. That's still Lana. Parking lots. Has nothing to do with it.
Good.
Good the man. The better.
Bruce, man of good.
That has nothing to do with the murder.
Man Bruce Good.
That's the logic.
Good man Bruce.
I think it was the ID, the last
Man
one.
Bruce Good. Yep.
Because Goodman lost his ID card and couldn't clean out his locker, therefore he has to go to the one person who will be able to do that for him. Chief Gantt. Or I guess he could have asked like some other officer being like, hey, I need to get into the evidence room, but I lost my ID card.
But do we want to stop the trial and ask around for people on the last day of the trial?
No.
No.
I believe it's this.
Yep.
And I will take blame for anything that's bad. Because, oh no, I will blame Phoenix. Because Phoenix is always 2-3 steps behind me. And I'm like, Phoenix, I've already got this figured out. Are you kidding me? You're saying the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yep. Take that. This is the card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 77777777.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my ID card number.
It's your number.
What? How'd you know that?
The safe in Chief Gantt's office required a code to open. A 7-digit code.
7 digits? You mean...
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 77777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gantt, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Order! 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 Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office is in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, the court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm the chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Well, why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
You haven't seen him in days, Mr. Chief Gant. I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime.
I'm pretty sure it's the lost item report.
Yeah, read it. Yeah, read
the was submitted to the chief.
To be submitted to the chief. Yes.
What is words?
Yes.
Okay. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the chief of police.
Yet, you are in possession of that report.
Because it's evidence? Excuse me.
Which means you can't be sure he filed it.
He filed it. How would I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
He needed to...
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh.
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him?
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman.
Yeah, it's just exactly.
But wait. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have just done that, something of the sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. But you showed us your ID card earlier.
Did he now?
If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. No. No! Chief Gant, you didn't!
The murder was most likely committed on the spur of the moment. No one in their right mind would have chosen the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why else? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body.
However, the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was in the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone was aware that Lana stayed in the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone
except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time, I thought it was just a useless clue just taking up space.
Mm-hmm. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us the evidence.
To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. A screwdriver brought back to its office by Gant's request.
Mm-hmm.
This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body.
With a screwdriver!
Exactly!
What's this? A screwdriver? But what does this have to do with the case?
Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here?
It's here because...
Flashback.
I was just asked to go, by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep at the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back to the prosecutor's office. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to.
You mean I...
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car?
Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. What else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to carry evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transfer the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye.
Order! 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 What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite.
It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please, say something. I believe... your time is up. My time's up? Sorry, Raito, but I have lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're gonna make it in time for the early bird special.
But, the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier? A chief of police has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. But what? That's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So, you're just gonna run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well,
You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
Do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body.
Do I have any concrete proof? I have no proof yet. Nope, none of it says Chief Gant, killed Goodman.
Right.
It's on not proof yet? Okay. There's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor, at present I have no conclusive evidence.
See, Edgy? In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for allegations against the chief.
What?
I don't gamble unless the stakes are high. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Hoochie, I'll leave the rest to you. Doodles. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior law officer in our nation's law enforcement agency. Law.
What?
Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
A lady who knows the truth. Another witness.
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method for proof is testimony.
But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop here. Now, yes, Your Honor, the defense calls for... Oh, okay.
Mike Migas.
Yes.
Of course.
The controls went all wonky.
He is the most beautiful, lady.
The most beautiful. Okay, let's do this.
The defendant. Miss Lana Sky?
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's order.
Yeah, order. Period. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony.
So it's not gonna be 50 minutes.
Hold on! Huh? Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana.
He's talking to Lana.
I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder.
This isn't good.
Of course, you'll never support an outrageous claim, such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I've got lunch date to meet.
That was straight up, blackmailing right there. In front of the judge, which is Judge
yeah.
Because he's, like, good friends with Gant. But still, that was straight up, like, blackmailing.
Yeah. Or at the very least, straight up threatening, yeah.
Yeah, that's blackmailing too.
Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess.
Hello, Edward. We seem to always be in the same lobby together. The defense lobby.
The defense's lobby, yes. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. That chief, he's something else up, house. Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office! My office? Sure! I'll take that place that top nod girl they used to work with. Could he mean Maya? Still, looks like we're all out of moves now.
I miss Maya.
Yeah. Chief Gant's done it again. How is he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair that he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, right? Remember what the judge said? But Chief, that's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. Risks. What do you mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything, too?
Oh. Hi, Emma.
Emma! Are you okay?
Yes. Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So she's heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved?
Yeah. Like I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me.
Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she'd changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside to force herself to do anything and everything Chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you need to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Blame Joe Dark.
Yeah, Joe Dark.
He attacked you.
Right.
Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
I see.
It's not that I doubt your memory, it's that with time, your memory of like events fade, and if someone says something, you might be like, oh, that's true, when it might not.
Yeah, it might not be, yeah, exactly.
I mean, it might be true, it might not be true.
Sure.
We don't know, but like, 2 years is a long time.
2 years is a long time.
And I don't know how good Emma's memory is. If she has photographic memory, I'll be like, okay, never mind. You will remember everything.
Right.
But me, in like 2 months, I've already forgotten everything. So, you know.
I can't name what I had for breakfast 4 days ago.
I don't remember what I did last week.
Yeah, exactly. Like I couldn't tell you, so it takes something, super memorable for me to remember, and even then, it degrades over time. So, yeah, memories are fickle things. Not fecal things. Fickle things. Don't draw a picture of that. I'm fine with detective duty shoes, but don't draw fecal things.
Yeah, I don't want to draw that either.
Well, we'd better get back. It's time for the final act. Emma, why don't you wait here?
No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth.
Let's go, right? It's time to end this. In the next episode, to be continued. Alright, guys. We've wrapped up that session in court. Now, onwards to the final time in court. Day 4, Trial Ladder 2. If I'm wrong about this, I'll edit that. I'm second guessing myself. But in any case,
I guess it's technically day 4.
It's day 4.
Day 4 because the first day was the day of the crime before the trial.
Yeah.
But it is the.
It's either this was either day 1 or no. Okay, yes, no. We already had the first part of the trial, so yeah, this is probably latter. Okay. Anyway, rambling about editing. In the next episode, we are going to head over to the last part of the trial, today's trial, and hopefully get Lana to testify truthfully about what happened there. We already know what happened, but you guys will see it in the next episode. So, we'll see you guys then.
Bye.